Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're getting into the nuts and bolts of a very specific piece of pro hardware. We're looking at the Datavideo PTC-285G 4K tracking PTZ camera. Our mission here is to figure out what separates something like this from, just a high-end webcam. What makes it a real broadcast tool?
Well, right off the bat, the specs tell you who it's for. We're talking true 4K resolution up to 2160p at 60 frames.
Okay, so that's the baseline.
But the really important part for anyone in a professional setting is the 12G SDI output.
Right. And for anyone who doesn't live in that world, explain why that one feature is such a big deal.
I mean, it's all about simplicity and quality. It lets you send an uncompressed 4K 60p signal over a single standard coax cable. That makes wiring up a studio or an outside broadcast end way simpler than it used to be.
A single cable run, that's huge. And this flexibility extends to the outputs too. You've got HDMI 2.0, that 12G SDI, and an IP output all running.
All at the same time.
Simultaneously. So you can be recording, feeding a switcher, and streaming live without any extra gear.
Exactly. And that streaming and control part leads us straight to, I think, its main selling point, the intelligence inside it.
You mean the custom auto object tracking?
That's the one. You can actually designate a specific person, your talent, and the camera will stick to them. It's smart enough to ignore, a desk in the foreground or other people walking through the shot.
Okay, let me push back on that a little. How robust is it really? Let's say another person walks directly between the camera and your talent. What happens in that moment? Does it get confused?
That's a great question, and that's where the smart PTZ speed adaptation comes in. It uses something called a PID algorithm.
PID algorithm. Okay, break that down.
Don't worry, it sounds more academic than it is. Just think of it like adaptive cruise control in a car. It doesn't just react to the speed of the car in front, it predicts. The camera detects how fast your subject is moving and adjusts its own pan, tilt, and zoom speed to match perfectly.
So it's not just reacting, it's anticipating. That's what gets you that smooth, fluid motion instead of the jerky movements you sometimes see.
Precisely. The motion looks polished and professional because it's essentially teaching itself the right velocity on the fly.
And you can control the framing easily too, right? The remote lets you just pick full body, half body, close up.
Yep, very straightforward. And it even handles low light pretty well. It has advanced 3D noise reduction, so the image stays clean down to, I think, 0.5 lux.
Okay, so you've got this smart, high-quality camera. How do you integrate it? How do you power it when it's, say, mounted high up in a theater?
That's the other big efficiency boost. Power over Ethernet. PoE.
The one cable solution.
The one cable solution. A single CT6 networking cable handles power, control, and the video signal. It saves so much time and hassle during installation.
And what about control protocols? Is it locked into its own system, or does it play nice with others?
It plays very nice. It supports the old-school traditional RS-422, but also modern IP standards like Sony VSK over IP.
So that means you can basically plug it into almost any existing studio setup, even if they're running older controllers?
Exactly. You don't have to rip everything out just to upgrade a camera. It's genuinely plug and play.
And for streaming?
It's got a dual stream function. It can push out both RTSP and RTMPS streams, so you can go directly to YouTube or Facebook without any extra encoder hardware.
And I saw it supports NDI virtual input. That seems to bridge a gap, doesn't it?
It really does. It means you can use this broadcast quality camera as a simple video source in Zoom or Skype or WebEx. It brings that professional image quality into the corporate world, and of course, it has a tally light.
Can't do live TV without a tally light.
You really can't. That little red light is non-negotiable.
So to wrap this all up, the core idea here is professional quality, that 4K, that 12G SDI, fused with this really adaptive, smart, robotic control.
I think that's the perfect way to put it. Think about that PID algorithm again. It's making these constant, tiny adjustments that a human operator, no matter how skilled, just couldn't replicate with that same level of perfect consistency.
It fundamentally changes the job, doesn't it? Which brings us to our final thought for you to take away. If a camera can now automate complex, high-speed composition, a skill that used to define a great camera operator, what does that operator's role become? Does the job shift entirely away from the physical act of moving the camera and more towards creative direction, scene setup, and making the big picture decisions that an algorithm just can't? Something to think about.